Bienvenido a Enfoco 365. Enfoco 365 es el programa educativo de Comunidad 365 para que tú aprendas cómo obtener cada día más de tu Microsoft Dynamics. Podrás encontrar entrevistas, novedades, mesa de discusión, información, soluciones e historias de éxito. Enfoco 365 es conducido por Pablo Peralta, Microsoft MVP en Soluciones de Negocio Microsoft y director de programas para Comunidad 365. Enfoco 365 llega a ti gracias a Microsoft para su producto Dynamics 365, Alpha People, Click Dimensions y KingswaySoft. También Exasur, Compartimos, Dynamics by UruIT, Gadesoft, Jurra, Infoban, Innovar y Smart Pros. Comencemos.
Gente querida, muy pero muy buenos días, muy pero muy buenas tardes, como siempre decimos, depende de dónde se encuentren. Y hoy tenemos que decir good afternoon, good morning, porque vamos a hacer este duplex between Spanish and English today to introduce you to KingswaySoft. KingswaySoft is the leading integration provider solutions for Microsoft Dynamics CRM and all the Dynamics family. And first of all, what I want to do is to thank you, KingswaySoft, because first of all, for their product, you know, it's really marvelous. I use it every day in my implementations. It's something that I personally use, and I can show you a couple of examples too. And apart from that, thanks to KingswaySoft, we can do most of the activities that we do here in the user group. That most of them are completely free, and that's thanks to our sponsors like KingswaySoft that makes us that possible. So I wanted to start this, this program, thanking you and welcoming you, Jessica from KingswaySoft. Jessica from Customer Services from KingswaySoft. Thanks for being here, Jessica. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you very much for having us.
Okay, thank you. Entonces, nuevamente, tratando de hacer este switch, gente querida, hablando un poquito español, un poco spanglish, lo que salga por ahí, dar las gracias, darle la bienvenida a este Enfoco 365, que es especial porque vamos a estar mostrando una solución que, como lo comentaba en inglés recién, es una solución que yo la uso personalmente en mis implementaciones. Es realmente genial, fabulosa, y además, bueno, agradecerle a KingswaySoft por ser parte de los sponsors de Enfoco 365. Ustedes tienen la ventana de chat, tienen la ventana de Q&A también para hacer sus preguntas por allí. Háganlas en inglés, háganlas en español, como quieran. Voy a tratar de hacer ese switch o esa traducción en línea, lo que salga por allí. Así que bienvenidos a todos y comenzamos. So, Jessica, we are already seeing your screen. Unfortunately, we cannot see you today due to some technical issues with your webcam. Okay, but hopefully we see your product today and how it works.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Okay, awesome. You have the stage.
Great, thanks. So as Pablo already mentioned, we are a leading provider of data integration and migration software solutions for Microsoft Dynamics 365 and several other products. We started off by learning how painful data integration can be and wanted to create a solution that was going to help solve those pain points and make data integration a lot easier to develop. So my name is Jessica Petta. I am a Client Services Coordinator here at KingswaySoft. And then we also have Daniel Kai on the line who will help. He's part of our development team and will help with some of the technical questions that you might have throughout the presentation. So a quick overview of what we'll be covering today. We're just going to introduce our Dynamics 365, specifically our CRM components in part of that toolkit, kind of go over some use cases and show what the solution looks like and what you can achieve with our solution. And just a quick refresh, we have our solution will support data integration and migration. So migration is for one-off activities when you're moving from one system into a new system. And then data integration would be ongoing integration and synchronizing different applications between each other. So we're using data integration to share data between different systems. Since each system is on its own ecosystem, they don't always communicate very well with one another. So you use integration to help get the data sharing properly, and it eliminates any need to re-enter the same data on multiple systems. And that will enable greater job productivity and automate your business processes. You can use data integration for analytics, replication, and archival purposes. So data integration can be incredibly complicated and complex. So with the right solution, you're going to be able to solve a lot of those complexities. And since every system is built differently, no integration job is going to be identical. And there's always a lot of new different challenges that are coming up, even when you have a solution already established. So some of those challenges might be when you're just upgrading and migrating from legacy systems, getting all of that old data into a new system, making sure it's properly cleaned up and ready to go, so you don't bring in bad data into your new system. There's also rapidly evolving data landscapes. So as we're adding in new systems, we're constantly having to integrate more applications with one another. Our data sizes are growing, and the application itself are evolving. With that, the APIs involved with those applications are also changing, so you need a solution that's going to be able to keep up with the changes in those APIs. It can happen where you have an integration set up, and then an update comes, and your integration suddenly fails because there's been changes. And data integration is not always about just data. So you can use it to facilitate different business processes between applications. So if something happens in one application, data integration can help trigger the appropriate action in another system. And you can use data integration for help with your data integrity and data quality to make sure that your data is properly cleaned up before bringing it into new systems, or as you're doing ongoing integration to keep it clean in between. As we shift to the cloud, there's also a lot of benefits, but there's also some new challenges that arise. So cloud applications are generally limited on the amount of storage you're allowed to have within the application. They're not usually meant to store a lot of different attachments, and your performance will also take a hit as you're no longer within your internal network. You'll have to deal with a lot of network latency issues. So we do have a few solutions to help bypass that. And then there's just the ongoing troubleshooting and maintenance. Troubleshooting in particular can be difficult, particularly with online. Since you don't have direct access, you kind of have to work with, for your Dynamics, you have to work with Microsoft to find out what can happen. So you want to make sure that your data integration has appropriate error handling to help you diagnose what's going on. So we hope that the SSIS Integration Toolkit is going to help you address a lot of those challenges and help you get around those. So this is powered by SSIS and its ETL engine. So this is Microsoft SQL Server Integration Services. It's an incredibly flexible and scalable platform. And the components that we're adding into SSIS are performant, feature-rich, and easy to use. So we've added in components into SSIS to facilitate data integration with Microsoft Dynamics. So you can use the SSIS Integration Toolkit for integrating CRM with any other application or database system. And you can use it for automating, so you can have everything all scheduled to go off automatically. So once you do your initial development, you can have it scheduled to go off as frequently or as infrequently as you need and not have to worry about it. And you can use it for analytic purpose, so if you want to extract data from CRM and do some offline reporting. And you can also use it for replicating, so a lot in data warehousing and things like that, so you have an internal copy of your CRM data as well. Some of the overlying benefits of our solution is that we promote codeless integration. So we want you to be able to do your entire data integration without ever having to write a single line of code. So we built an incredibly flexible and easy to use solution. So everything is all drag and drop user interfaces. It's all drop down menus. It's very easy and quick to set up. Because of this, it's incredibly cost effective. So you're spending less time in development. And we also have a very simple and cost effective licensing model. And through all that, we're very focused on making sure we're offering unparalleled performance. So right from every line of code, our developers are very focused on giving you the best possible performance out of our solution. And we've also introduced a lot of features within our solution to help give you even more performance. So the SSIS Integration Toolkit is actually a large suite of different products. We are going to be focusing on our 365 solution, which includes components for AX, CRM, and Nav, but we'll focus specifically on the CRM components. And if you need to integrate with any other application, we likely already have a solution available for you within one of our other product lines. So into the SSIS Integration Toolkit for Microsoft Dynamics 365. So this supports Microsoft Dynamics 365. So we have customer engagement, finance and operations, as well as Business Central, and the legacy versions of those Dynamics that they came from. So all of these are supported, and today we'll be focusing on the customer engagement and CRM side. So more specifically into that, this is a full suite data integration solution for Microsoft Dynamics 365 that's cost-effective and easy to use. As I mentioned, we're taking advantage of SQL Server integration services to facilitate this data integration. We're going to handle all their intricate details of working with Dynamics 365 interfaces, and you can use this solution to integrate with virtually any other application or database system. So now we can go a little bit further into how you can actually use our components to facilitate your data integration. So we do have 4 components that you'll be able to use to help with that. First off, you have your CRM Connection Manager. So this is what you're going to be using to actually establish your connection to CRM. So this is the first thing you'll need to do whenever you're developing your data integration. And we support online or on-premise versions of CRM or 365. So everything from CRM 3.0 all the way up to 365 online. And then we have our CRM source component. This will be what you use to retrieve data from CRM. You can retrieve based on the CRM entities. You can do fetch XML queries. You can use the entity changes, which is change tracking, or you can retrieve CRM auto logs as well. And then we have our CRM destination. This is what you'll be using to actually write data into CRM. And we have 9 different ways of writing in data in. And then we have a CRM OptionSet mapping component. This is used in cases when you need to translate OptionSet values from your source system into what it is in CRM. So a quick highlight of what it looks like when you're retrieving data from Dynamics. So you're going to connect to your 365 or CRM instance using the CRM Connection Manager. And then you'll configure your source component, selecting the different entities and fields that you want to retrieve, and then push that into your target system. The reverse of that, when you're writing into Dynamics, you're going to, again, connect to CRM. You'll first configure a source, and then you'll pull out your destination, select how you want that source data to be written into CRM, and then let that go. So we'll cover some sample use cases throughout this presentation. So first off, we'll start off with some simple migration and integration, going directly from a source system into your target system. So as mentioned, the Connection Manager is the first thing you need to start off with. So this is going to support connecting to any version of CRM or 365 customer engagement. So over here, I'm in my SSDT, so my SQL Server data tools. And we have our migration set up here. So first off, we have our Connection Manager. This is our CRM Connection Manager I've just opened up. I am currently connected to an on-premise version of CRM. But if you're online, you can select online, or you can do it through OAuth authentication. The one benefit of the OAuth authentication is more security, as well. It will actually free up a connection user for you. If you use certificate or client credentials, you connect through an app user, which does not require a CRM license. So this way you will free up one of your CRM licenses so you don't need to use it for integration. I'll also highlight over here, we have a retry and admin errors option. So this is going to allow you to help get past any temporary networking outages that might happen. So if you had this checked off and there was some sort of temporary outage overnight, you might come in and see that your entire jobs were failed. But with this checked on, that temporary network outage would just pause your integration, and once it was back up, it would continue going. So you'd come in and you would see that nothing went wrong and your data integration was allowed to go as planned. And then next off, you have your source component. So this is what you'd be using to retrieve data from CRM. As I mentioned, we have our 4 source types. So you can do a simple retrieving from an entity, or you can do fetch XML, which will allow you to do some more advanced filtering with a fetch XML query. We have the entity changes option. This relies on the change tracking feature to be enabled in CRM. And then you have audit logs available as well to retrieve the CRM audit log data. So here I can open up my CRM source component. I currently have this configured to retrieve based on the account entity. So here I have the option to retrieve it. I can select fetch XML instead. And this has been pre-populated based on what I already had selected. And I could filter this query down even further. It's just trying to read the database at the moment. And then you do have the option to open up different fetch XML views directly from CRM. If you select open, you can insert SSIS variables. And if you're not familiar with fetch XML, but you do know SQL, you can enter your query in SQL and convert it into fetch XML for you. There we go. So we can open our CRM views. And we can pull up queries that have already been generated for us from CRM. And this is where we can enter in our SQL query, and it will generate a fetch XML query based on that. Or you can insert user system variables from SSIS as well. If we go back over to account, over on the columns page, we'll just be able to deselect any of the fields that we don't want to retrieve, or we can unselect and only select a couple. Entity changes functions pretty similar to entity. We'll just be able to manage our tokens. This we will be able to only pull the changes from the last pull. So every time you run this, you will have an output token, and then on your next pull, your output will be your old output token will be your input token. So that way, it's only going to retrieve things that have been changed since the last one. And then for audit logs, you're retrieving based on a fetch XML query for here as well. Now on the destination side, this is what you're using to write into CRM. So we have 9 different write actions available here, as well as many different other options. So on the write action side, we have the ability to create. This is going to allow you to create brand new CRM records. And then you have update. This will allow you to update previously existing CRM records. So for this, you want to make sure that you're matching appropriately so that you're updating the correct records. So you can do updates based on the primary key, CRM detection rules. You can manually specify, so you can select your own field that you want the matching to happen on, or you can use the CRM alternate key. And then we have upsert, which is a combination of create and update. So what this is going to do, it's going to check if a record already exists. If it does, it will update that record. If not, it will create a brand new record. And you have those 4 matching criteria available for here as well. And then you have the ability to delete CRM records, convert CRM records. This will drive the entire sales process. And then you can merge multiple CRM records, and you can execute CRM workflows, send CRM emails, and use the bulk delete operation. A highlight of some of the features available in the destination component include the CRM bulk data load API, support for different fields and values. We support CRM many-to-many relationships, the POA entity, and we have a text lookup feature available as well. So back to our migration case where we're going from one CRM system into another. We can launch the CRM Destination Component now. So I have this configured already for an upsert, but here is where you'll select the different write actions that you may want to do. So we have the 9 actions available here. And then you just select the entity that you want to write to. And then next off, you have how you want that matching to occur. So this is available for both update and upsert. So you have primary key, duplicate detection, manually specify, and the alternate key. So for manually specify, this is what I will show you today. First off, you want to select how you're going to handle if it finds multiple matches. You can choose to update all, update one, ignore, or raise an error. And then over on the columns page, this is where you're going to select on the key field, this is where you're going to select which field will be doing that matching. So here I already have that the account ID is going to be how I'm going to perform that matching. You can also select more than one field to do that matching on. For text lookup, there might be cases where you need a GUID ID value, but you don't have that GUID ID value. So in this case, when I'm doing my integration, I need my owner ID, but I only have the owner ID name. So I need to go do some matching in order to find that owner ID name. So this is why I have text lookup enabled. So if I launch this, this is my text lookup field. So I'm able to go to either a system user or a team entity and find that owner ID name. So here I'm matching the system users to the full name field. So the owner ID name is going to match to the system user full name field. And then I also have the option to perform a secondary lookup if I need. I can write null on empty values, and I can exclude inactive. I also have the option to specify a default value if there is no match found. There's some advanced settings, so you can ignore case, report error on duplicates, or skip record if lookup fails. We also have additional lookup methods available, so we're the primary key and manually specified. You can also do it on the alternate key, or you can opt out for that particular entity or nullify the input values. So back on the general page, we have some optional settings available over here. So you can send datetime values in UTC format. You can ignore unchanged fields. I have this selected. This is highly recommended if you're doing upsert or updates. This way you're not overwriting any fields that haven't been changed, so it'll help speed up your performance quite significantly. You have the option to ignore null valued fields, remove invalid characters, remove unresolvable references, and enable CRM duplicate detections. And then if you have ignore unchanged fields, you also have the option to change flag fields. Down here, if you have execute workflow selected as your write action, you'll be able to select the workflow you would like to execute. And then here we have our multi-threading and batch size settings. So this is what's going to help you really get your performance going. So on default, we have it that you have a batch size of 100 and multi-threading is turned off. But if you turn on multi-threading, default will be 16 threads, but you can increase this or decrease this depending on your server. If you're working with CRM Online, we do recommend, in order to not get throttled, to put your batch size down to 10. And then you can increase your threads as much as you can. If you have a batch size greater than 10, then you'd only be allowed a maximum of 2 threads in order to not be throttled. So this is going directly from CRM to CRM. But that might not always be the case. Sometimes you're going from one system into another in the case of integration. So in this setup, we're going from an AX source into our CRM destination. On the destination side, things look pretty similar. So again, we have it set up to do an upsert to our account, but the columns are going to be a little bit different since we're matching different a different source. So previously everything was mapped for us on a name match. Here we may need to do some additional mapping, so we can use the drop downs from our source and map them to the appropriate field on our CRM destination. So in some cases, you're not going directly from a source to a destination. You need something to happen in between. So this is where we have our transformations happening. So one example of a transformation is that OptionSet mapping component that we have available in our CRM toolkit. This allows you to translate the OptionSet or pick list values from your source into the appropriate values on the CRM side.
Este episodio llega a ti gracias a nuestros sponsor Platinum de Enfoco 365. Alpha People. Como uno de los mayores socios de Microsoft Dynamics en el mundo, Alpha People ofrece un excelente servicio al cliente para asegurar que se cumplan sus requisitos, combinando negocios y conocimiento técnico con experiencia en la industria. Conoce más acerca de Alpha People en alphapeople.com/cl. Click Dimensions. Marketing para Microsoft Dynamics 365. Ponte en contacto con Click Dimension a través de nuestra web comunidad365.com/clickdimensions. KingswaySoft. Miles de organizaciones a lo largo del mundo en distintos países confían en KingswaySoft para importar y sincronizar datos desde y hacia Microsoft Dynamics con otros sistemas. Conoce más acerca de KingswaySoft en comunidad365.com/KingswaySoft. ¿Te gustaría aprender más de Microsoft Dynamics? Ve a nuestro directorio en comunidad365.com/cursos y encuentra decenas de cursos y videos gratuitos, y luego aún más entrenamientos con tu membresía en Comunidad 365. Sé parte del próximo encuentro de usuarios de Microsoft Dynamics CRM X365. Regístrate gratis en comunidad365.com/capítulos 365. ¿Quieres postular tu ciudad o ser speaker en la reunión de tu capítulo? Contáctate con nosotros a capítulos@comunidad365.com. Sé parte de la conversación en las redes. Únete y mantente al tanto de todas las novedades. Búscanos en LinkedIn, Facebook y Twitter como Comunidad 365 y recuerda que ahora también puedes escucharnos en podcast. Suscríbete a iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, YouTube como Enfoco 365. Entrénate más y conéctate con tus pares. Supera tus desafíos con Microsoft Dynamics. Conviértete en miembro del grupo en comunidad365.com/membresías y elige las que mejor te convengan. Desde nuestra membresía individual hasta nuestra membresía de partner, de seguro hay una que se ajuste a ti. Continuamos.
So this is an example of what that might look like. We have a source component, so it might have different values, and then we have our OptionSet mapping, which is going to translate those values, and then we're able to write into our CRM destination. So to launch that OptionSet mapping component, so our input column is address type, and then we're going to select our CRM destination here, any account, and the OptionSet field, OptionSet pick list value field we need to do the mapping on. And then we can add in our different mappings. So in our source system, we know that the input is a billing, but in CRM, we have it as bill to. And the shipping, we have it as ship to, and then you can just add in any more that are needed. So if we had something for primary, we could enter that in. We could just type that in. Another example of a translation might be this situation we have set up here. So in this scenario, we have a source component. This is a database, and we know that there's duplicates in our database, and we want to eliminate those duplicates before we write into CRM. So in the middle, we have some transformations going on to help deal with those duplicates. So first off, we have a duplicate detector. This is one of our products, part of our SSIS productivity pack. It would be an add-on to our 365 solution. So in our duplicate detector, we're looking for duplicates within the name and the telephone. And then our component is finding those duplicates, and it's finding the unique rows. So unique rows, we're just going to be able to pass straight down. And those duplicate rows, they're being ranked by our component. So we're pulling up the topmost ranking and joining them back up with our unique rows. So now everything in here is all brand new unique. All the duplicate data has been skipped. So we're not bringing in any duplicates. And then we can write into our CRM destination without having any duplicates in there. Another situation that we did mention briefly was automating different business processes. So actions in one system triggering actions in another. So in that situation, we have, we're retrieving sales orders from Nav, and then we want something to happen in our CRM Destination Component and as well as our marketing platform. So in this case, we are retrieving from Nav and then simultaneously writing into our CRM system and our marketing platform. And then our last scenario is when you're working with usually mostly cloud applications. If you're working with a CRM Online, there's limited application space, so it's not really meant to store attachments, and you can quickly run out of space, and then you would need to purchase more space, and it can get pretty costly. So one solution is to take advantage of a different storage solution such as SharePoint to store all of your attachments. So in that case, we have our CRM source component. So in here, we are retrieving our annotation from the annotation entity and retrieving everything that's a document. So we're using a fetch executable query to generate all of that. And then the one issue with that is that the body is encoded. So we just need to decode that. So we're using a transformation component in the middle to decode the attachment content. Once the attachment content is decoded, we can now write that right into SharePoint. So in here, we're creating, we're writing to our SharePoint documents, and we're doing a create action. And then over here, we are just mapping the appropriate fields from our CRM side into the appropriate fields on SharePoint. The attachment content is the new column that we created in our transformation that has the decoded content that SharePoint can accept. So once we have all our attachments out of CRM and into SharePoint, we can then just remove them from CRM, and then we've freed up a bunch of space on our CRM system. When it comes to data integration, performance is always a large concern. So we do have several different recommendations available on our website for how to get the most out of your data integration performance. But the batch size and multi-threading multi-threaded writing that we did briefly cover is going to give you some significant performance enhancements, and you want to play with those settings a little bit to find the perfect setting for your individual servers. Just to give you kind of a brief look at what that might look like. So we did do this testing on a personal laptop, so performance is not what you would expect on a actual server, but just to give you an idea of how much faster multi-threading is than a single thread. So we were writing 100,000 CRM records with a batch size of 100 using the create action, and we had a total of 5 fields we were writing. So when we had a single thread on that personal laptop, we had 100,000 records be it done in 4,761 seconds. So that was 21 records per second. When we turned on multi-threading, we just turned on 20 threads. We did those 100,000 records in 425 seconds. So that was 235 records per second. So it was 11 times faster with multi-threaded writing. And as I mentioned, this was just on a personal laptop. It was very heavily throttled while this was going on. So a production system with an actual server is going to be able to do this much faster. So the SSIS integration toolkit solves all your data integration challenges within one unified platform. So you're able to use our 365 components to integrate with virtually any other application or database system. And it's offering the greatest flexibility, performance, and ease of use. So we have definitely loaded our components with features to help give you solutions for different challenges and help handle all the intricate details involved in your data integration projects. So SSIS is an incredibly scalable platform. So our solution and SSIS is going to help you be able to keep up with your integration as your business needs change and evolve. So even if you have a small project integration needs now, in the future you may have larger needs, and SSIS is going to be able to keep up with those changes and scale up with your business. It's an incredibly flexible platform, so you have a lot of different options available for you. There's always a solution for the problem that you're facing when you're using SSIS. It's an incredibly productive tool to be using. It's very easy to use and it offers a streamlined development process. It helps you unify your BI tools. Since we're staying within the Microsoft BI technology stack, it's also incredibly easy to pick up, and your team doesn't need to learn a completely new system in order to do their data integration. And performance is also a huge benefit with SSIS. It's a very, very performant platform, and we're also making sure that we're offering the best possible performance out of our solutions as well. So just another brief look at some of the different applications and databases that you might need to integrate with. So these are just some of the many applications that we support. So you're able to integrate your 365 with SharePoint and any other database or application. So for the SSIS integration toolkit for Microsoft Dynamics 365, we are supporting a 365 CRM, so that includes 3.0 to 2016 for CRM, and then we also support 365 customer engagement, both online or on-prem. The solution also comes with components for AX and NAV. So we have, for AX, we have 4.0 to 2012 R3, as well as finance and operations. And then on the NAV side, we have 2009 to 2017, as well as Business Central. And in all cases, we do online or on-prem. To use our solution, you will require a SQL Server. So you need to use either Microsoft SQL Server 2005 to 2017. The only problem with that is if you're working with 365 online, you do need to have SQL Server 2012 or above. In addition to SQL Server, we also support deployments to Azure Data Factory. So Microsoft recently added SSIS support to Data Factory, and that is supported with our solution as well. So when it comes to licensing our software, so first off, I want to highlight this free developer's license. So our software is actually free to use and begin development with using our free developer's license. So you can actually go to our website today and download our software and begin testing with our solution. Everything I showed you today was done under the development license. So we don't have any limitations on our development license, except as long as you're within the development tools. So if you need to work outside development tools, so if you want to deploy to your SQL Server, that's when you'll need a license. So this is, you'll be looking at either a one-year subscription or a perpetual license. Both of these are going to function exactly the same. You're not going to have any limits on the number of users or processing that you can do. The only limit with the subscription license, it's going to expire after 1 year. At that time, you would need to purchase a new license. Or a perpetual license, what's going to happen is after 1 year, your maintenance and upgrade is going to expire. In that case, you'll just purchase a manual maintenance and upgrade renewal. And this will allow you to get all your software upgrades for the next year. So this is all major minor software upgrades as well as complimentary support. That is always included standard with every subscription. If you're looking to deploy to the cloud, if you want to work with Azure Data Factory as your deployment, you would require one of our Azure SSIS integration runtime licenses. This is available only as an Ultimate Edition. So with these prices, you're getting just our 365 toolkit. With our Ultimate Edition, you're getting our 365 toolkit as well as all of our other toolkits. So that includes our productivity pack, which includes that duplicate detector we showed. And then the Ultimate Edition is also available for your single server licenses if you wish to upgrade for that as well.
Awesome, Jessica.
So we really want to make sure that we're focused on giving you a solution that's going to evolve with you and with the different applications. So we want to make sure that we're constantly supporting different applications and databases and business requirements. And as those changes, we want to make sure that our application is going to support those changes. So we're constantly keeping up with the latest enhancements within different applications, as well as adding brand new features to our solution. So today we covered some different scenarios that you can use our solution for. So you can use our solution to clean up your data. So that's in cases where you have those duplicates. You can use our duplicate detector for that. There's also many other different scenario strategies that you can use within SSIS and our components. You can use our solution to migrate data from any legacy system into 365. You can do integrations between different Dynamics apps, applications that can go. You can do bidirectional, so going from one system to another and back again. Integration between cloud and on-prem, so we do support any cloud or on-premise applications, so you can have both within your system and be able to integrate them without any issues. And you can use our solution to maintain your data integrity, so not only can you use those different cleansing strategies once, you can deploy those same strategies to have an ongoing. One of the main things you have here is that upsert capability, so you're not constantly having to do any weird filtering, so you can make sure that your components are configured once, and then you have either create or updates going on. Do we have any questions?
Thank you, Jessica. It's really awesome. Very exciting new stuff as well. I'm realizing and that modality to the cloud, it looks really promising. So thank you for sharing that. I guess I have used it for almost every one of the scenarios that you mentioned, except by the duplicate detection one. So I think I'm going to try that as well. Estamos, gente querida, bueno, en el momento para poder hacer preguntas, ¿sí? A Jessica, a los amigos de Kingsway. Comentaba recién que creo que de todos los escenarios que ha mostrado recién Jessica, el único que me ha faltado probar a mí personalmente ha sido el de Duplicate Detection, pero es uno que bueno, me estoy dando cuenta que puede ser muy poderoso también a través de la herramienta. Por ahí en la ventana de chat hemos ido ya respondiendo algunas preguntas. Some questions we have already answered on the chat window, Jessica. Pero queremos saber más, ¿sí? Así que háganos saber por esa ventana de chat que ustedes tienen, o hay una ventana de Q&A también que nos puedan hacer llegar sus preguntas. Si tenemos unos minutos más, me gustaría solamente en 5 minutos compartir alguna de estas experiencias. Jessica, if you don't mind, I would like to showcase, no more than 5 minutes, some of these use cases that you mentioned in real life. Okay?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, so voy a compartir mi pantalla un instante. A ver si puedo compartir por aquí. Please confirm if you are seeing my screen. You should see your product, actually.
Yep, I'm seeing it.
Okay. So this is one of the scenarios. Este es uno de los escenarios. These errors, it's because this CRM is no longer available as it was migrated to the new version. Pero por ejemplo, fue un paquete que utilizamos para migrar toda una implementación de CRM 2011 a CRM 2015. O sea, todas las entidades, toda la información que había en el CRM 2011, todos los casos fueron migrados a CRM 2015, en este caso después se migró ese CRM a 2016, sin escribir una sola línea de código, without a single line of code. También, asimismo, lo he utilizado en otras ocasiones para migrar CRM de lo que es on-premises, migrarlo a lo que es de cloud, a la nube. Porque, digo, hasta la fecha, a no ser, bueno, ahora lo que ha mostrado, también muy recomendable verlo en Enfoco, lo que mostró por ahí Antunes, Gonzalo Antunes, que nos mostró una herramienta nueva de Microsoft. La realidad es que no tenemos una herramienta para migrar desde on-premises hacia la nube. Así que también es muy útil en ese tipo de escenarios. Este fue un escenario totalmente de migración. Después, por ejemplo, es un paquete que actualmente se utiliza, esto porque tiene un entorno de desarrollo. Actualmente, por ejemplo, en un banco, para sincronizar todo lo que son empresas, todo lo que son todo lo que es la data de clientes y todo lo que es la data de productos. Por ejemplo, acá todo lo que es la data de las personas, todo esto está siendo sincronizado desde el core bancario con Dynamics, sin escribir una sola línea de código utilizando KingswaySoft. A ver, esto te lo estoy mostrando en un banco. Acá, y esto tiene, por detrás hay un SQL. Acá, por ejemplo, tengo otro escenario. Estaba tratando de levantar algunos por acá. Tengo otro escenario que es un Visual Studio. Que tenemos una sincronización también de todo lo que es la base de datos del core, pero esto está contra un Oracle. O sea, todo está en un Oracle y sincroniza con Dynamics, por ejemplo, todos los productos y todos los clientes. Acá, por ejemplo, están, o sea, todos los clientes, todo lo que son personas, también se sincroniza con la base de datos de Dynamics proveniente de un esquema de Oracle. Hay muchos OptionSet mappings por aquí, y luego termina sincronizándose en Dynamics. Lo mismo con los productos de los clientes, por ejemplo, no sé, acá las tarjetas de crédito. Otro ejemplo más que tengo por aquí también es el de ejemplo de una universidad. A ver si lo tengo por aquí. Esto también está ocurriendo en una universidad, que sincroniza todo lo que es también información del core, información de todo lo que es el sistema académico de la universidad, pero también está sincronizando todo lo que son los leads que se reciben a través de la página web. Todo eso también entra en un SQL y entra después a través de KingswaySoft al CRM. Y esto está corriendo on-premises y el CRM, por ejemplo, está en la nube, ¿sí? O sea que también, digamos, mezcla un poco esos dos mundos. Y por último, otro escenario que tengo por aquí a mano es el de también en el banco, en uno de los bancos, a ver si tengo para mostrarte por aquí. Este es otro paquete en el que estoy trabajando ahora mismo estoy trabajando en este paquete, que es para migrar, por ejemplo, todo lo que son attachments, todo lo que es extraer, todo lo que son archivos que hay en las notas o que hay en los emails, que hace que la base de datos de CRM crezca de forma muy, muy considerable, trabajando con KingswaySoft también para migrarlo a que quede en archivo de sistema. Entonces, por ejemplo, acá vas a ver, esto porque recién comencé, y aún me falta bastante para terminar de desarrollarlo, pero por ejemplo acá ves que están, digamos, todos los archivos migrados a File System, extraídos desde Dynamics y también utilizando KingswaySoft sin necesidad de escribir una sola línea de código. Son algunos ejemplos nada más para mostrarte y compartirte cómo yo también lo estoy utilizando, porque nuevamente yo creo que desde hace, no sé, 2 o 3 años ahora 2018, que lo tengo en todos mis proyectos, utilizo KingswaySoft porque, o sea, me ahorra un montón de código innecesario, y me permite, digamos, poner a sincronizar. He entrenado gente para que directamente lo pueda mantener en los clientes, porque, o sea, el mapeo termina siendo luego sencillo, entonces también te quería compartir por allí. A ver, tenemos algunas preguntas. We have some further questions, Jessica. Tenemos, dice Roberto, tengo varios proyectos y para integrarlos a Dynamics, ¿es necesario realizar una normalización de las bases de datos o con el SOAP que me filtre los inputs es más que suficiente? ¿Es necesario realizar una normalización de las bases de datos o con el SOAP que me filtre los inputs es más que suficiente? Roberto is asking, if I well understand the question, he says he has many projects in Dynamics, and now if it's necessary to normalize the databases or with the SOAP filter is enough for input data in Dynamics. I'm not sure about the question. No sé, Roberto, si lo que estás queriendo decir allí es si previo a que entre la data en Dynamics normalizarla, lo cual es recomendable, pero igual, digo, hay varias tools de Productivity Pack, por ejemplo, que tiene Kingsway, que yo las he utilizado, que te permiten hacer un poco ese filtrado y hacer upsert. Una de las cosas que yo más utilizo es el upsert. Es realmente fabuloso porque no tenés que estar preguntando si ya existe, si no existe, entonces te actualiza el registro o si no te crea uno nuevo y ahí también evitas duplicados. Es una de las cosas que yo más utilizo. No sé si eso responde a tu pregunta, si no, por favor, que puedas elaborar un poco más. Another question here from Hector. In the integration with Dynamics and SharePoint, is it possible to add metadata? Jessica, Daniel, I don't know if Daniel is also in the line.
Sorry, I don't. What is the question?
The question is, okay, Daniel already answered it. Yes, we support SharePoint metadata fields. Yes. Es si soporta los campos de SharePoint, la metadata de SharePoint, y también la respuesta es que sí. ¿Alguna pregunta más? Ok, perfecto. Daniel is also answering in the chat window. Daniel también. Daniel is my MVP pal. Es uno de los MVPs también y es quien está detrás de este producto. Que bueno, es fabuloso lo que ha desarrollado Daniel. Roberto, for your question about you can perform the normalization through SSIS. Ahí está. Ok, o sea, utilizando lo que comentaba recién, utilizar SSIS, que también es una de las ventajas. Al montarse sobre Integration Services, ganas todo el potencial de Integration Services, o sea, todo lo que es el manejo. O sea, acá, por ejemplo, estoy sincronizando miles, en algunos casos millones de registros en cuestión de minutos, o a veces, no los millones en minutos, ¿no? Pero o sea, miles de registros sí en minutos, porque puedes utilizar batch y puedes utilizar multithreading. O sea, son cosas, las capacidades que te da, por ejemplo, Integration Services. O sea, todo lo que es el paralelismo, todo el pipe que maneja de datos. O sea, creo que ha sido un muy buen acierto el que el producto, el que KingswaySoft se monte sobre la plataforma de Integration Services. Bien. Si no hay más preguntas, gente querida, vamos a estar cerrando este episodio especial de Enfoco por aquí, en el que les mostramos esta solución de KingswaySoft. Pueden contactarse con KingswaySoft en kingswaysoft.com. También si van a nuestra página comunidad365.com/KingswaySoft, también ahí pueden contactarse con KingswaySoft para más preguntas. Hay un video también anterior de KingswaySoft que también los invito a revisarlo. Me pueden preguntar a mí, pueden preguntar en el foro. Realmente, si están pensando en integrar datos, yo les recomendaría que le echen un vistazo. Además, puedes iniciar todo con lo que es herramientas de developers for free, o sea, puedes arrancar en tu Visual Studio descargándotelo y probarlo, a ver si te funciona, si realmente te sientes cómodo, si soluciona tu problema, y recién cuando vas a hacer el deploy en el servidor, ahí es que necesitas la licencia, y te puedo asegurar que es sumamente económica versus las horas que te podría llevar desarrollar y tener que mantener un código para hacer una sincronización de estas características. Así que personalmente te lo recomiendo verlo, porque de vuelta es algo que yo lo uso en mis proyectos, y por eso me atrevo a recomendártelo. Jessica, Daniel, is there anything else you would like to add to this presentation, or how to get in touch with you? Yeah,
you can go on our website, KingswaySoft.com, and then we have some contact information there if you want to reach out to us. And then you can also go on there and check out our products and download them yourselves.
Excellent, Jessica. Bueno, aquí Maxi nos dice, gracias por la presentación. Thanks for the presentation. It was didactic and clarifying. Así que creo que ha sido de mucho valor. Again, Jessica, Daniel, all KingswaySoft staff, thank you very much for this solution, for being today here in Infoco, showcasing your product, and for your constant support to the user group. We really appreciate it. Thank you a lot.
Thank you very much for having us.
Take care. Thank you.
Esperamos que te haya gustado el episodio de hoy. Déjanos tu valoración y comentario debajo del curso. Y no olvides que si te gustó, puedes compartirlo con tus colegas y amigos en tus redes sociales. Búscanos como Comunidad 365. Además, ahora también en Foco 365 están podcasts. Suscríbete a nuestros canales de iTunes, SoundCloud y Stitcher para escucharlo. Búscanos como Enfoco 365. ¿Quieres ser tú el próximo entrevistado? ¿O tener más información sobre cómo ser sponsor del programa? Conéctate con nosotros en foco365@comunidad365.com. ¿Aún no eres miembro? ¿Qué esperas? Sé parte del grupo de usuarios, aprende más en nuestro idioma y conéctate con tus pares. Ingresa ahora a comunidad365.com/membresías, conoce los beneficios y elige la que mejor te convenga. No olvides registrarte gratis a la próxima reunión de usuarios de Microsoft Dynamics CRM AX365 de tu capítulo local en comunidad365.com/capítulos 365. ¿Quieres postular tu ciudad? ¿Ser speaker o sponsor en la reunión de tu capítulo? Contáctate con nosotros a capítulos@comunidad365.com. Y recuerda, chequear nuestro directorio de cursos. En comunidad365.com/cursos tienes decenas de cursos a tu alcance para entrenarte desde donde estés, simplemente conectado a Internet. Gracias por ser parte del grupo de usuarios. Hasta la próxima.